Thanks for coming out.
I like Anthony Weiner too.
Right?
What was his weird name? Was his online name Rick Danger or something like Diggler? I don't know.
I forget. It's been a while since we've messaged.
Something Danger.
Yeah, Pedro Danger. It was something like that. It was or Peter Danger, something that sounded like Dick Danger.
Totally.
Diggler.
Which he was, evidently,
Dangerous.
at the end of the day.
Well, I want to make sure. Are we saying the tour? Is it this? It's the Psycho tour, or is it the Sideshow tour?
Both are correct because the whole title of the show is "There's no I in team, but there is a Cho in Psycho." So that's too many words for a poster. So
motivating.
But you just, I think so. Both are actually correct. It's what you prefer. I think.
There it is, right there.
Oh, there we go.
And you're going to be. October 23rd in Riverside, November 2nd, you're performing all over. What has it been like to take it back out on the road?
Well, it's changed a lot. It's always shifting and growing, and it's just about all of the different things happening in the news and culture, and so it's a running commentary about the world today, and so it's always different.
As a comedian, do you feel that you've ever gone too far?
All the time. I hope that I go too far. I try to do it 3 or 4 times a night. I think that you're only good if you're offending people and making them really upset, because then you're really, that's sort of the core of comedy. You have to kind of just really shake things up and shake up ideas. So you try to get there at least a couple times a night.
Well, that's the mark of a good comedian, is to shake it up a little bit. And if you're not offending somebody, then you're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah.
The opposite seems to be true for our politicians. You're not too happy about Trump on Saturday Night Live.
Well, my feeling is that Trump is such a racist and such a sexist. I mean, he bothers me a lot because he talks about, sexualizes his daughter, which is so gross to me. It's like, who do you think you are, Woody Allen? And it's so weird that SNL would have him as a host, and they've never had an Asian American cast member. I mean, Fred Armisen is 1/4 Japanese. Rob Schneider is 1/2 Filipino, so that's 3/4 an Asian.
3/4.
They had Lucy Liu on in season 26, so that was 16 years ago. So that's 1 3/4 of an Asian American they've had in 41
Have you
years.
ever been on? Have you ever
No,
guessed
I've never,
star or anything?
That blows my mind.
I've never been on. I've never guessed it. I've never been in a cameo. I've never done anything on that show. I proposed for the day, instead of Trump, Ken Jeong to host. My wonderful friend from Dr. Ken, which just got picked up for a whole season. And I want to be the musical guest.
Yeah,
George Takei. Also.
Oh gosh, we love George Takei.
So we'd all love to do it, and I think it's time to have an Asian American host. They've had Jackie Chan, who's a Chinese, but not Chinese American. So I would love to have an Asian American representative on the show. Well, be great.
In your career in comedy, was there ever a time where it looked like you thought you might be that cast member?
I don't know. No. I never auditioned. I mean, it was never open to me. I mean, that show has a great history in comedy. I would love to see more diversity. I can't even think of a Latino cast member. Or maybe there's been Latino hosts. There must have been.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere. I don't know, but I feel like they just haven't had a cast member, at least Asian American cast member.
Well, we saw on the intro to your segment here, we saw you talking about Joan Rivers and Robin Williams, your mother and father of comedy. How hard is it for you when you're doing stand-up and rolling out jokes and whatever to transition and kind of talk about them? Do you ever get emotional?
Oh yeah, all the time. And I think that's part of what makes stand-up comedy great, is that it's just in the moment and you can talk about anything, and things that are painful, you really do find a way to get over it and talk about it. It's so beautiful to be able to do that, and they were so important to me. So I'm grateful for that opportunity.
Talking about Saturday Night Live and hosting, Chris Rock now going to be hosting the Oscars.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? That's pretty exciting.
I love him, and I love that he's doing that. I thought he did a great job before, and I just think he's amazing. He's a really, really funny guy. He's just scored an incredible win with Amy Schumer's new special, which he directed, which is great. And so I'm proud of him. I'm looking forward to watching him.
We talk a lot about Amy Schumer on the show lately because she's been doing so well. But you started in a time where, I mean, yes, there was Joan Rivers, there was Lucille Ball, there were a few comedians along the way who really paved a way for women, but you came from an era when I feel like female comedians really started to hit. What's it like now to see all of these women, Kristen Wiig, Amy Schumer, doing so well?
It's wonderful. Well, Amy Schumer is like my comedy daughter. I mean, she's just so phenomenal. I'm so proud of her.
You have an awesome comedy family, I gotta say.
It's pretty amazing.